All international competitions explained. Which one is the hardest to win? Here it is, quick and to the point. World Cup. The pinnacle of everything, it doesn't need much introduction. It's the world's most watched sporting event, surpassing the Olympic Games, Super Bowl, and anything else in sports. Since 1930, every 4 years, the world stops for an entire month to crown a champion. What makes the World Cup unique isn't just the level of soccer. It's the pressure it creates. Players wait 4 years for that moment. Whole countries tie their identity to 11 players. Pelé won it at 17. Maradona made it his masterpiece. Messi chased it for 20 years and finally lifted it in Qatar. Brazil has 5 titles. Germany and Italy, 4. Countries like the Netherlands, Portugal, and Belgium have tried for decades without success. That's what makes the World Cup special. Not just the winners, but also those who never win. For many people, especially Europeans, it's the Euros. If the World Cup is the biggest, the Euros are the toughest. That's the opinion of most people, and it makes sense when you think about it. In the World Cup, there are 48 teams, many of them with no real chance. In the Euros, there are 24 teams, and there's practically no margin for error. Any team in the group can knock you out. Although something should also be clarified, the importance of the Euros is nowhere near that of the World Cup. And sometimes the weight of a tournament is exactly what makes it much more difficult. Moving on, it's true Europe has the best soccer in the world. In the Euros, you might face France, Germany, Italy, and Portugal before you even reach the semis. Spain holds the record with 4 titles, and the last one was with a squad whose average age was 24 years old, a generation that still hasn't reached its peak. The Euros have also produced some of the most epic moments in soccer. Denmark winning the tournament in 1992 after getting in by a fluke. Greece winning in 2004, playing the worst soccer of the tournament and winning every match. Those things only happen here. Copa America. The Copa America is the oldest continental tournament in the world, since 1916, before the World Cup even existed. And you can tell by the way it's played. South Americans view this tournament as a prestigious title with its own history, not just an event between World Cups. Argentina and Uruguay dominated for decades. Brazil, despite its talent, took years to take it seriously. Winning it is an unwritten requirement for any South American player seeking greatness. Messi knew this. That's why his joy when he lifted it in 2021 was one of his most important moments. Argentina leads with 16 titles. Uruguay has 15 in total, and Brazil, with everything it has won, only has 9. And the worst and best thing at the same time is that you never know when a Copa America will be held. It could be every year or every 3 years. It's just random. The Africa Cup of Nations. This is the most unpredictable tournament, and it is for a very specific reason. It's played every 2 years, and that creates a completely different rhythm. The players barely finish one edition before thinking about the next. Federations lack time to prepare, leading to unpredictable results. A lesser-known team can knock out an African powerhouse with 7 or 8 players in top global leagues. It happens often, making it fascinating. Egypt is the most successful country with 7 titles. In every edition, 3 or 4 favorite teams are eliminated before the quarterfinals. This tournament holds special meaning for African players. Many represent countries where soccer is the only emotional tie to a collective identity, felt both on the field and in the stands. The CONCACAF Gold Cup. The Gold Cup is the tournament for North America, Central America, and the Caribbean. And for decades, it was basically a conversation between 2 countries, the United States and Mexico. That rivalry is surprisingly intense to outsiders. 2 neighboring countries and cultures eye each other warily. Mexico dominated the tournament for years, while the United States kept growing, becoming more professional and beating Mexico in the moments that mattered most. Despite soccer fans' generally poor opinion of this cup, they say it's literally Mexico, the United States, and 15 random teams. Although, well, Canada has recently started having some influence in the tournament. The UEFA Nations League. The Nations League was launched in 2018 to replace unpopular and unserious friendly matches. The idea was simple. Organize the European national teams into groups by level, with promotion and relegation, so that every match had something at stake. And it worked. Suddenly, the Nations League matches mattered. Germany versus France was no longer an irrelevant friendly. It was a match that could determine if one of them would be relegated. Spain won the first edition. France won the second. Spain won the third again. The tournament has already featured matches that were unthinkable in the old international calendar. While not the most prestigious tournament here, it best solved the issue of giving friendly matches meaning. The Confederations Cup. The Confederations Cup existed between 1992 and 2017, and FIFA removed it from the calendar. No one protested too much at the time, and today, interestingly, many people miss it. The idea was brilliant on paper. A year before the World Cup, the 6 continental champions, the reigning world champion, and the host nation would gather in the host country. 8 teams, a tournament that served as a dress rehearsal. What no one expected was that sometimes that rehearsal produced better matches than the real thing. Brazil 2003 is the best example. Neymar at his best. Spain as world champion. Uruguay, Italy, Mexico. A tournament that seemed like a mere formality turned into one of the decade's best, as Brazil dominated Spain 3-0 in the final. Playing unexpectedly brilliant football, that result was so brutal that many saw it as a warning for the next World Cup. Germany won in 2017, then were eliminated in the group stage in Russia the following year. Another perfect football irony. FIFA eliminated it due to an overloaded calendar and clubs' complaints about losing players for another summer every 4 years. Their argument was valid, but football lost something with that decision. The closest thing we have to this tournament nowadays is the Finalissima, which only pits the South American champion against the champion of Europe, Olympic soccer. The men's Olympic tournament is strange. It's an under-23 competition with 3 overage players allowed per team, which means that the best in the world are generally not there. Messi won the Olympic gold in 2008 with Argentina, being the best player in the tournament. For young players, it's a huge platform. For senior national teams, it's irrelevant. That creates a competitive environment, but it's far less important than any continental tournament. Women's Olympic soccer, however, is a different story. For women's national teams, Olympic gold is nearly as prestigious as the World Cup, and in some countries, it matters even more. Curious why? Ask in the comments. Which is harder to win? It depends. For Europeans, it's the Euro. For South Americans, if you already have a Copa America, it's the World Cup. If I had to choose, the World Cup is the hardest to win since it combines top competition, intense pressure, and a long duration. A month under intense scrutiny. No mistakes allowed. There's nothing like it. If you enjoyed this video, check out my playlist on the screen for thousands more like it. Hope to see you there.